We miss Kavin. It's not fun without his best and worst opinions.
Well, is it the same time or?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll find out, right?
Welcome back, Kavin.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to Balls Deep. Energy, right?
That comment was from Valen, by the way.
Yep.
And,
Which number comment was it? Was it his first or his 15th?
Yep, Valen definitely is up there in the statistics, right? With
Yeah.
the most.
No, he is the
comments.
most, but he's still blocked by Harvinth. So
The most is still blocked by Harvinth. Thanks a lot, Valen, for that comment. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, the viewers as well, to another episode of Balls Deep. Episode 41, right, guys? Yeah, 41.
41 already.
41.
41.
We're in the 40s, bro. We're
Yeah.
old already. lah.
We have reached the 40s.
Almost
It's
there
crazy.
to half century.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
there.
I mean, time flies whilst you're having fun, right?
Sure,
I
why not?
guess,
Yeah,
right?
we can call it fun. Yeah,
Winning,
sure.
losing, whatever, right? But yeah, it's good to have you guys back here. We have our two favorite United pundits back on the table.
We miss you. We miss you a
Adam
lot.
and Muya,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, and it's funny because looking at the results that we're gonna be talking about in regards to the blue side of London, Chelsea, our two, I guess, favorite also Chelsea
yeah,
pundits
favorite
are
and least favorite, yeah.
missing. You know,
We are using the word favorite here very
Very
loosely.
loosely.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
Oh, it's such a loosey at this point.
yeah. Unku Adris here, a big Arsenal fan. Come on, you Gunners!
Mike and my team just lost.
So quiet, right? This week.
Not because of the loss, more of the comments lah. But probably later.
Hey, biasa lah, bro. My name is Kavin. I thank God he's getting the bad comments. Because that's my job and I'm back to reclaim all the bad comments. Don't worry, Mike.
Moyat, back from the UK and recovering well from the loss.
Yes.
I disagree.
Adam Rakim, here's a fun fact. Cleopatra was the last pharaoh of Egypt, but Mo Salah is the first emperor.
Whoa! Damn, he had that in his back
I
pocket,
had to
bro.
Google that prior. Mo Salah, woo!
Damn, man. How long you been saving that, bro? Shit. How many drafts? How many different versions did you go
I was
through?
writing that down before I came here. I will
Yeah,
say
producer,
that.
you got plastic bag. I need to warm it.
See, if Harvin was here, he'd still go sell the Emperor of Egypt.
Oh, man. Hey, actually, Moya, as you just mentioned, you were missing for a few episodes because
Yeah.
you were all the way in Manchester itself, dude. Why don't
Yeah.
you, how was your trip? How was your game? You watched the game?
No, I mean, like, if you guys stayed tuned to the end of that video, I think it was episode 39, right? My breakdown was at the end of the video, and I just have to say, results aside, that was my first experience watching United live. Best game.
really?
Privilege.
It was one of the best games to watch it. But results, the results put a damper on things. But I just have to say, watching Manchester City live, watching that team live, that was an absolute privilege.
Crazy.
How
right?
dare
He
you?
went-
How
he went
dare
to
you?
Old Trafford.
How dare you go to Old Trafford,
That's
theatre of dreams?
Watching
No, no,
Manchester City was a
No,
privilege
look,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
home ground. The
No,
stadium of dreams.
Look, I know it
The theatre
sounds.
of
I know
dreams.
it sounds, and it probably is blasphemous for me to say that, right? But if I put club allegiances aside,
You're a football
if
fan,
I was
yeah.
there
Yeah.
to watch a football game, the only team showing me how to play football was Manchester City.
Wow.
For that particular game, right?
Respect for
So
that.
I mean,
okay.
Right.
No. I mean, you can say whatever you want, lah. But if you go there, Manchester United was
no,
just...
I mean, look, obviously I was very happy to see Manchester United, but at the end of the day, it was men versus boys, and they got absolutely trounced by a better
you
team,
got
and-
absolutely trashed, and
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, I guess, that you
Yeah,
had
but
to
you-
witness that live, but you left with a souvenir, and now you're able to emphasize your
Yeah.
stance, huh?
So now you guys, I'm not gonna take this when I'm not here. You guys are gonna laugh at me saying Glazers out, Glazers out. I'm just gonna wear this every time I'm
There you
on.
go. Yeah,
Green
yeah.
and gold until our club is so
Yeah,
Just
because
a
Glazers
visual
are not going. Glazers are staying.
We'll get to the Manchester side in a bit. We've got a long list of results, guys, to go through. Some really shocking stuff, right? Obviously, starting with Chelsea.
Ooh.
Chelsea revival, man.
That Chelsea
they back.
revival. They are back, apparently. They,
2 games undefeated.
Two
Unbeaten in
games.
2 games.
Undefeated, right? Obviously, they ended the last game week with that Spurs game that I think is quite iconic as well because it was a 4-1 win against Spurs. And it was the end of their unbeaten run. Thank God.
But here's the thing.
And yes, thank you, Graham. I actually predicted funnily enough, a hat trick from Chelsea, and there was one. What do you guys think about that game?
No, that you were fucking lucky. First of all.
It wasn't punditry, right? It was
just like you throw something down. Okay. And second of all, I mean, we can talk about Chelsea here. I mean, I'm sure Mark or Leonard, if they were here, would be like, Chelsea, la best. Whatever.
Chelsea.
You know, it's 9 men.
Yeah.
They played against 9
Two
men.
red cards
It's not even-
that Spurs had to go through, right? What do you guys think about those red cards first? What do you think they were called for? Would they...
Udogi was the second yellow, right? I think so.
That one,
I
yeah.
think the moment he slide tackle, he was like,
right?
like you can see him like, damn, why did I
It
do
was
that?
his destiny,
He
was
knew
his
he was sent out.
Yeah.
He knew. But I think 4-1, fair play to Chelsea, but Spurs were playing high line. You saw that photo.
Yeah.
They were still on it at 9 men down.
I think, Maya, you definitely... I feel like you would have a lot of
so
opinions
it's-
on that highlight, right?
It's not just about the fact that they were playing with 9 men. It's not just about the fact they were playing 9 men and a high line. It's about the fact that they were playing 9 men, high line, and their centre back was Eric fucking Dyer.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I run faster than Eric Dyer. Right? Please. And now, because of that tactic by Big Ange, like all props to him, we all love him, he's a funny guy and all that stuff, right?
He's a funny guy. He's a fun guy.
It's very admirable that he wanted to do that. But because he did that, now I have to suffer Mark and Leonard going, Nicholas Jackson is the best striker in the whole world because he's scored 3 tap-ins against Spurs, right?
I thought that statement was going in a different direction there, but God.
I mean, Eric Dyer came on because... Right, he came on. He didn't start, right?
Yeah.
He came on because... you had... Udogi came out because of red card. And then Romero also got sent off. And also one of their main star players this season, two of their main star players this season, which is the new centre-back, Van der Ven, and also Madison, got injured.
No, I mean, I did say it earlier in the season that, they're doing well, but the moment they lose
injuries
players, they don't have squad depth.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice that they have the way to play, right? With interchangeable players, whatever. But at the end of the day, if they lose Son also now, who's going to play up there? Richarlison.
Richarlison's also injured.
Injured. Who's going to play me?
Yeah, so what we're trying to say is the apple has started to crumble.
Yes.
On November 14th.
Yeah, actually we
2023.
predicted already, right? We told them that they're just a hamstring away.
Exactly.
From injury.
Yeah.
So basically this happened. So I'm not giving 100% to them that they're going to crumble, but then we see after this because they lose also.
No, because Madison is out for 2 months. And
Madison and Van der Ven.
And Van der Ven.
Yeah.
They only after Christmas they'll be back, and that's a long time. That's a long. I mean, unless January they start buying some players, but then.
I mean,
I think they will.
I mean,
No, they probably might, but the problem is now until December, what are they going to do?
I mean, there's so much focus or so much burden now on Son and Kulusevski to carry the attacking weight. And I think you saw it. I mean, we'll talk about it later, of course, but I think you saw it also in the Wolves game as well. When you play that kind of like high intense, high press football, it's going to take a toll on you and it's going to hurt you in the long run.
I actually want to talk more about this whole Ange, like high line, right? And I don't know why the whole entire EPL and especially like the British media
Sucking his dick about it.
Sucking his dick
like,
over
oh my
that
God,
bloody
so
high
brave,
line.
but
That whole brave part. I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but I'm grateful to Chelsea for ending that unbeaten streak because, like all teams have lost. All teams have lost in the EPL now. No invincible, only one golden trophy. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, only one golden trophy. All
Look at
right.
this piece of shit.
Another year, another statement, another
But
golden trophy.
they have to give credit to Chelsea because there's 2 games.
You want to
they
give
scored 4.
credit to Chelsea, Mike? That's a great segue because let's also talk about their second game, right?
Against
Which
City.
is the amazing game that happened over the
won't
weekend.
lie, like
Manchester City versus Chelsea.
I won't lie. I would have bet my whole house that there's no way Chelsea are not going to get trashed. So when I woke up, I didn't watch the game obviously, but when I woke up and saw like 4-4, I was like, how did Chelsea manage to score 4 goals against Man City? How is it a draw?
No, but if you watch that game, it's actually probably, I would say, I'm going to
Chelsea's
throw this
game,
out there. No, it was one of the most entertaining matches of football I've ever seen.
That's fucking...
No, it is.
Better than the World Cup final?
Okay.
One off.
In the EPL.
In
Okay,
the
let me
EPL,
finish.
in the EPL,
But
in the EPL.
But it was good because both teams were out there to hurt each other.
Yeah?
It was not like a... You know how usually two big teams come out and they will insert
it's such a jerk-off,
tactical,
it's just,
fucking
Yeah,
chess.
it's an open game.
Yeah, it's a very open game. And I mean, both made mistakes at the back, which is fine. But they both, were playing out there to win. Right? And I enjoyed that game. Even though I hate both of those teams. But it entertained me as a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
as a neutral, of course. Yeah.
Of course, right? Because it was an 8-goal thriller that literally ping pong back and forth. And to watch that game, we definitely did not expect a team like Chelsea, who is
like
10th
Chelsea.
right now, if I'm not mistaken, in the table.
They're down there.
They're like, as Mike has always reminded everyone, it's down there.
They're down
right?
there. And
Or
I feel
as Leonard would say, they're coming up.
they got rejuvenation now, but
Trust the process, like Mark said.
Trust the
they've
process.
played against a lot of the big teams, Arsenal,
Yep.
Liverpool,
2-2,
Spurs, and now
Yep.
Man City and all. And all,
They beat
I think,
Liverpool, right? Did they
hey,
beat Liverpool?
like, two all, bro.
Yeah,
2-all.
2-all.
First game of the season,
Yeah.
bro. So,
But let's talk about Cole Palmer. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the guy take the ball and just
What-
wall up the penalties.
yeah, man.
I mean, at the last kick of the game, I mean, that shows courage.
That's
and
cold.
also-
That's cold.
I think Peter Drury summed it up.
Oh,
Quite apt, his
Man City's
commentary.
boy, Chelsea's man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Man
right.
City's boy, Chelsea's
But
man.
The fact that he signed for Chelsea and
For
he
42
has, and
million.
it's not just the City game, right?
Yeah.
It was the Spurs game as
Yeah.
well. It's been his performances beforehand
Yeah.
as well. He has shown an incredible amount of maturity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coolness
Yeah.
To be
Which is
to
crazy,
come
yeah.
into the club and say, I want to be the man.
I'm gonna take charge.
I'm standing here amidst £100 million Mudryk. Next to Enzo Fernandez.
Lovely.
Next to
Yeah.
Mudryk, next to
Yeah.
Fernandez, next to Caicedo. among
Exactly,
all
all
these
the-
heavy hitters,
yeah.
right? Or expensive hitters. And he has said, you know what? I am going to be your man.
Yeah.
And he has done it.
All that and he-
one thing
yeah.
I love about Palmer as well, right, is that aside from his obvious, ability and
Yeah.
skill on the pitch, right, his quality is amazing. But he's got like this street swagger on him as well. You know what I mean? The way that he carries himself.
He
on
just
the
looks like
pitch.
one of the guys. He looks like one of the
he's ready
boys.
to just
bro.
fuck you up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see, if you're gonna play against him, it's like you look at him in the tunnel, right? You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just got this swagger of I'm gonna ruin you.
Nah, he does
on
look
that
like
right
a
way.
drug addict,
He's-
though. He does look like a bit of a-
Hey, it's a look now, bro.
Yeah, it's a look now too.
The whole
Like,
drug addict thing is a look now. Yeah.
He's come from the City Academy, which is, dude, think about this, right?
Can I just say that the funniest moment is definitely when they were gonna take
the
that free
huddle,
kick.
he came into the
And
huddle.
then Cole Palmer just came out and
So
was
Palmer
just
just
like,
came out.
"Hey, what's up?" Yeah,
And they were pissed, though. They were pissed. Haaland was the one that.
Haaland was the one that was pushing him away,
Yeah.
but that was hilarious. But
Yeah.
I think another player that we should also be talking about is Raheem Sterling.
Raz against Old Club.
Yeah,
Raz,
the
Raz,
Rasputin.
exactly.
I guess that's his nickname.
Go Rasputin.
I think when he was first signed by Chelsea, I remember
Thomas.
saying that I was
Lupo, yeah.
thinking that, what a signing, because his quality from Man City going into Chelsea, this whole rebuild, I think having that experience on that front line, I think it definitely would help Chelsea. But I think because of managerial issues, and tactics, he wasn't able to really play to his best.
Yeah, yeah.
But his past
yeah.
few games, man, I think, dude, against City, he was a man on a mission. Bro.
Yeah, I think
Right?
Raheem Sterling, he transferred to City from Liverpool for 50 million. And back then, this was 2015, 2016, that was like, fuck me, 50 million, that's crazy. And City, I think if you ask City fans, they'll be like, yeah, he wasn't the best and all that. But if you see his career on paper, 50 million, you got everything you could out of
Everything.
everything you could out of him.
Nine
Yeah.
trophies, was it?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
City?
yeah.
These 4 seasons he was with City, he was
Banging them in,
he
yeah, he was banging
I'm
them
gonna
in,
ask you
yeah.
guys a question, the table a question right now,
Okay.
right? Do you guys know how old he is exactly?
20.
21?
say 29.
Nah, I'm kidding. He's 21, still 21.
Because, honest to God, right? Because he's been in
28,
the EPL for so long, he started so young.
Yeah.
I honestly thought he was like 30, right? Like already like veteran level, right?
Yeah.
And I double checked, like just yesterday, he's 28 years old.
Yeah.
Like that means
Sounds
he's
about right.
that means technically he's at his
Twilight,
prime.
entering
Yep.
that,
Yep.
You know,
that-
that
I think
prime
he moved to City when he was 21.
probably max 21. He might have been 20, 19, maybe 19.
Yeah, because I remember from Liverpool he went to this thing, and that was just before Klopp came in.
Yeah.
And I remember him doing an interview saying that if I knew Klopp was coming in, I wouldn't have left. Yeah.
So it's crazy because he carried after that Suarez season, Suarez, Sturridge, and Sterling and all that. He was the last person left because Sturridge wouldn't play one game and break his fucking leg. He carried Liverpool for that one season at like 18, 19, and then he was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go City, man. And rightfully so, man. He won like fucking Premier League after Premier League after Premier League. And I think City fans, he missed the open goal in the Champions League that one time. Probably cost them a Champions League. But they got one now without him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I feel like all in all...
Because that's
if you
football,
look-
right?
Yeah. If you look...
But
That's
at least
football.
Sterling, remember when he scored, at first you want to celebrate, but then
He was about to...
But I just want to go back to Cole Palmer a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you guys think that Chelsea have like the best luck when it comes to that kind of player? Like Cole Palmer.
Meaning, like what
Eden
other
Hazard,
examples? Oh, okay.
Cole Palmer,
the wingers.
Eden Hazard, Mason Mount at his
Yeah.
prime,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or like Cesc Fabregas.
Mason
you
Mount
know?
at his
Yeah,
prime.
very
The
far
guy's like 24, 25, and then that's it. He's done. He's done.
He
He's
looks
done.
like he's done.
Wait, I'll
He's
get
not-
back to Mason Mount.
he's
I will
not-
get back to Mason Mount. I'm sorry, but okay, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it, okay?
No, we'll discuss this later.
We'll
but-
discuss this
But
later.
he's on the bench now, I'm just saying.
Okay,
right?
fair. I
You
know
know,
what
but
to say
I
about
just-
Mason Mount.
But Chelsea just have the best luck when it comes to sourcing for these particular the players.
Not
who just
Mudryk
play.
though. Not yet Mudryk.
Yeah.
I would say
Not yet.
Mudryk, not yet. But
yet,
this season, he's been doing so much better, right? Like
He's
last
shown-
couple
I
of
mean,
years.
it's about
Shown
time.
it.
It's
lah.
about
Shown,
time, lah.
That's-
Yeah.
no, yeah, sure, right? When you sign for 100 million, but I think with time, with Poch's guidance,
Yep.
you can see this team
You're
really
seeing it
start
now.
to gel.
Yeah,
You're
but
seeing
you
it
can
now.
get
Said,
that,
like,
you
you
can
look
get
at-
that from a 16-year-old you got for 2 million.
No, I disagree.
No.
I disagree.
I know you can make a player better.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yes.
I agree. Mudryk is a phenomenally talented
Yep.
player. The only problem
Apparently.
is
Apparently.
Well,
Apparently.
apparently. But however, I think the whole Chelsea system is broken, and therefore he cannot
broken.
perform
Look,
with that team.
I think a couple of weeks ago, or actually more than a couple of weeks ago, we came on the show and there was a question whether or not Chelsea's rebuild will be faster than United's
Yeah, I was
rebuild.
about to say that. I think that's the only reason why, like,
And
you guys
I
are
think,
so
right,
buttered.
if you look at the willingness to spend, if
Yeah.
you look at how Poch is slowly starting to turn things around,
Yeah.
right, it's not perfect, right? But the fact that they are picking up results, it shows that that they know what they're doing, you know?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I,
And
I,
Nkunku-
I,
Nkunku's
I,
coming
I
back.
See that.
Yeah.
I know they have a game plan. Yes. But however, when you look at the way Chelsea plays, they can beat Spurs 9 men, by the way.
Yep.
They can beat they can draw with City 4-4 because they have space. They have space to play. And if you play a high line and that's what United used to do last season, the season before that with Oli as well. Now, at the end of the day, they lose against Brentford. Why? Because they can't break down a team because they don't have they don't have a team that can break down a good defensive
For now.
I
now.
agree.
Yes.
I agree.
For
Yeah,
now,
I
yeah.
completely
Yeah.
agree with you. But for now, and I think it's based on the limited capabilities of Nicholas Jackson. I think, like you pointed it out before, Nicholas Jackson is not the kind of striker who will come down, get the ball,
Yeah.
hold it up, pass it, and then continue with play.
He's
He's
very
not
raw,
that
yeah.
Harry Kane type of
Yeah,
figure.
you have to see
right?
some. Yeah.
Who else?
You get Nkunku in there.
Okay.
You get Nkunku in there, or you get even if Nkunku plays slightly deeper and Nicholas Jackson plays ahead of him, I think you'll see a
Or
much
just play like
differential.
Broha.
Actually, I would
Good.
switch that.
Oh, no, I think Nkunku is better as a 10.
Okay.
Or slightly withdrawn.
yeah.
But that's the point I'm getting at, right?
Okay.
If they go in January and say, you know what, I'm gonna throw 200 million pounds at Napoli, which they are which they
To
can
get Osimhen.
They are capable of,
crazy.
right? To get Osimhen, right? Do you think if I threw Osimhen in that team right now, right, I don't change anything else. I put Cole Palmer, Osimhen, I put
Sterling
Enzo
on the left.
Fernandez, Sterling on the left, whoever plays. Let's say I put Mudryk on the right, or I put Mukiele on the right, right?
They got 17,000 midfielders. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I throw in that team against like Nottingham Forest or against Luton Town. You can't tell me they're not going to pick out the points. They will.
I think that's enough talk about players that might go
Correct.
to Chelsea,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about, actually, before we move on to the other team that night, right, which is Man City. I think it's important that we also talk about Man City and Pep a little bit, right? Even though we don't like doing it, but we have to. But I think defensively, right, the players that night as well,
Diaz.
or rather these past two games for Chelsea, for Chelsea, like Kukurea, right, has really stepped up, in my opinion, even starting from the Arsenal game when he locked down Saka. And I
Give
think,
away the penalty,
again,
though.
it was, come on, But nowadays, bro, when you say give away the penalty, it is so, come on, dude.
Penalties have been given for less.
But
I was there. I was there when penalties were given for less.
You saw it live.
Penalty can be given for a side eye nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
No, penalty can be given. You can be in the bench if you look at someone penalty. Penalty.
But I think Disasi, what a giant. The guy is really playing really well. Thiago Silva, obviously, with the goal.
I like the way you're giving props to these defenders who let in 4 goals.
No, man. Dude,
Hey,
I,
Thiago Silva-
why?
I think...
Thiago Silva's a dinosaur.
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Respect,
I feel
39,
also
bro.
Rhys James, the club captain, he also came back from his injury. And I think that this is, the key word here, is it a Chelsea rejuvenation? I think it is. I think that their rebuild is a lot faster than the United rebuild.
No, so I think
and
it's-
I know that it's not fair because they have the money.
I think it's still too early to say that.
Yeah.
So I think
Let's wait until they play Newcastle at St. James Park.
Wow.
After the international.
I love the confidence of this guy.
They talk later lah. They talk that one later.
No, but what I want to say about the rebuild is,
Yeah.
I think the rate they are going at compared to United is slower, but the trajectory as of now is higher. So United is going at a slightly faster rate, but you know that at one point in time they're going to plateau. They can only be as good as, like, let's just say a B plus.
Yep.
Or a B minus or a B, right? Let's just say B, right?
Chelsea's
Chelsea's
ceiling
ceiling as of now can be higher.
Okay.
Right? But they are progressing slightly, ever so slightly slower.
Okay, before we go to United,
Yes.
let's just go to Manchester City as well, right?
The defense
Come on.
badly. I think
It wasn't their best game, right? Like
defense.
No, the
Poor,
defensively
very
they
poor.
were good.
Diaz was I think the worst defender
this
on
is
the pitch.
probably the worst game I've seen from
Ruben Diaz, right?
Yes, he
but then
completely wiped out Broha for the last penalty.
that is
Like he completely
clear.
took him out. lah. And
No,
these
fair
days,
enough.
that definitely wasn't a side eye, right?
that was, he took
That's a
that.
little bit more than a side eye. That was an angry look.
That is typical. It's 96 minutes in. I'm very tired. I just need to make a challenge.
I've got no energy to.
That is a typical, but it's not just that, he was culpable for the penalty and the second goal as well when he miscontrolled the ball. And then it led to the Chelsea attack. He led to Cole Palmer getting the ball. But there was this one drive, Cole Palmer just like drove straight at him.
Almost,
Fearlessly.
And then, yeah.
Right?
Dribble
And-
past everyone, yeah.
And he just he couldn't do anything about it. Rodri had to step in, and even
Speaking
though
of Rodri, Mr. Clutch once again. I mean, they
deflected
thought they
lah,
had
yeah,
it. They thought they had it.
Deflected
but,
goal lah, but-
My goodness, I know, man. But it seems like it's his specialty now.
Yeah, just a random
That
long range.
random,
out of
like,
the- out of
I
the
see a
box
ball
screen,
rolling,
bro.
I'm gonna whack the shit out of this ball, and
It'll
then
just, it'll just go in, bro, somehow.
Yeah.
McTominay goal, I would call it.
Good segue. Because now let's move on to the red side of Manchester, where things
Why you
are.
have to say that with so much mace in
We
your
know
voice?
where things
Why
are-
do you have to say like?
where things are a bit less interesting, where because Manchester United right now are what position right now?
there's
Six.
Six with what's your goal difference right now? Negative
-3.
negative
Okay,
three
take
with a
away.
goal difference of -3.
Listen, okay, Chelsea scored 4 goals. We scored 3 goals.
When did you score?
in the Etihad.
Oh,
Taking away the 6 goals that they scored, but still,
okay.
listen, back to your point about the fact that you say that United ceiling is not as high as Chelsea ceiling, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Dude, Why is everybody conveniently forgetting about last season? Why is everybody conveniently forgetting about the fact that we have 12, 13 players now
It's 10,
injured?
10.
Is it 10?
10.
Okay.
12 is
I'm
first.
still
It got better.
Nine if you take away
got
Jadon
better.
Sancho. Yeah.
9 if you take away?
9 if you take away Jadon Sancho.
Oh,
8
wow.
is Arsenal.
Like,
Okay.
no one counts Jadon Sancho anymore,
Okay,
right? He's off the WhatsApp group.
10 players who are in the first team who are out in injury. Right? You
Kevin,
cannot...
before we jump into your injury list, right,
okay, go on.
let's at least talk about the fact that you guys got a win. Right?
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
win is a win. Win is a
All
win.
right, I'm giving you that, right?
Against newly
United,
promoted Luton Town.
yeah, Manchester United won 1-0 against the
We couldn't do it.
Yes, Liverpool drew 1-1.
I was just gonna say.
I think I feel like it says more about Luton right now. That they're playing
No,
pretty
Luton-
decent
Yeah,
football.
yeah, yeah.
Luton is a very good low block team. They went to Liverpool. They wanted to do the same thing against Manchester United. They couldn't do the same thing. They had the game plan, which is defend with your life and cut through with a counter. Right? That's what they wanted to do. And look, it was very hard to break them down. And to be fair, I'm not going to say that, oh, we are fantastic. We're going to win the league now. No, I am well and truly aware of where Manchester is right now.
United is right now.
United, sorry.
Manchester is at the blue side right now.
No, I am fully aware of what is our level at this point. And I'm not saying that by just saying like, oh, this is, we are shit. But there's so many injuries. I am, but Ten Hag this season has not had his first 11.
It doesn't sound like he's a fan of a club who just won over the weekend, right?
No, I am not a fan of people just give, like...
Hey, you won, bro. Come on, man. It was 1-0.
No. I mean, if this is a response to what I said earlier, number one, I never said that I'm against Ten Hag. I never said that I don't. I never said that I don't acknowledge.
I don't miss the squabbles,
the circumstances United. I am very much aware of how troubled United are at the moment, right?
Yeah.
But and this is a return of Moyet's analogies, right?
Go on.
United right now is like you driving a car with 1 bar of petrol left.
Okay.
Right? And you're running to do all your errands and whatnot. And you're just like, I cannot refuel until I do all my errands.
And
right?
you forgot your wallet, so you can't go to the petrol station.
So like you do, and we're barely scraping through. We're barely making it to the post office. We're barely there in time to pick up our
to the
dry
post
cleaning.
office.
Things
Send
like
an
that, right?
email,
It's the
Who's your wallet in this?
Let him finish the analogy. Let him finish the analogy.
So right now we're just scraping by these results, and we're just hoping for a break to refuel and hopefully get back things on track, right? So this international break, I think, is a good respite, right?
No, that was-
Hopefully people will come in, but I'm a realist. I don't expect United to suddenly, win 3-0 against Everton when they come back, It's very realistic.
They should, though,
that-
right? As Everton.
No, but Everton have been doing well, recently this season, better than they were
improved,
last
they
season.
improved.
They've improved,
But
and-
I sent this to Moyet before the show. I saw this stat where it said that the last United forward to score at Old Trafford
Thank
was
you.
Jadon Sancho
Yeah.
last season.
Because
Last season,
reiterate
the last-
that again, right? Which is that Jadon Sancho was the only forward to have scored for United
at Old Trafford.
at Old
The last
Trafford,
person, the last
the
forward.
last forward, and it was
Last season. Last
and
season.
the goal that you guys had in that 1-0 win over Luton Town was from Victor Lindelof.
Lindelof.
Yeah, no, it doesn't help that our forwards this season have been blunter than a wet tissue.
Yeah, that is
Right?
crazy.
It
That's
Fucking great analogy,
It
man.
really doesn't.
No, okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
look,
That's actually
look,
crazy,
it's like-
man.
At the end of the day, football is a confidence game. When you're confident, like Cole Palmer was for Chelsea, you show. This is what
Kevin,
Rashford.
can you just tell me right now and the fans, right? What is the problem right now at United?
With their forwards, bro. No,
Yeah,
no,
with the
actually, though, like,
forwards.
actually,
Just, like,
like,
actually answer, like-
we're not even from a hating
Yeah, what is it?
perspective.
What's
It
going
is
on?
not only the forwards. Everyone is not playing well. It's a confidence problem. It's a confidence thing. The reason why Rashford keeps shooting for goal and missing every single time is because that he's trying to get the goal.
But
to
why
with confidence.
why is your entire forward line low on confidence?
Yeah, man.
Because of the way things are going, with all the
Why
things
are
that
the
are
things
happening.
going this way?
But
Your top scorer is
What are you
Hoyland
trying to
this
do?
season.
MLM, boy.
I'm trying to
What's
lead-
holding you
I'm-
back?
I'm trying I'm trying to lead him to an answer, right?
Yeah, there is no answer. The answer very I mean, we all say this. Glazers also.
Oh my God.
Listen first. Newcastle.
What they gotta do is just score the goals, bro. Just score the goals, bro.
Listen first. Newcastle. Okay, y'all had Mike Ashley. For how long have y'all been
14
shit?
season,
14 seasons, y'all have been shit.
But your forward still scored,
Listen,
right?
Who? No, none of his forwards scored. Right? Listen,
Andy Carroll was banging in the
Yeah,
balls.
fucking
man.
Demba
that was those days, bro.
This guy had Demba Ba, Papi Sissé.
No, this was way before Mike Ashley. Okay? Oh God. Anyway, where I'm going with this is that y'all changed after one season. What happened? Y'all got, first of all, y'all got the what do you call that? The director of football, right?
What do you call that?
Sporting director. Sporting director.
The Titi Putu Putu Putu, right? I cannot pronounce his name. But he is there, right?
Yeah.
He changed the scouting, he changed the direction of football, he changed everything, and then you got Eddie Howe in.
Bro, just
what
scored a
happened?
goal, man.
Hold on, right? And that changed everything. Right now, the thing is with the Glazers, we have a director of football that doesn't know what he's doing. What do you call it? A CEO that's probably, still struggling with a lot of issues as well. Right? They are signing players that the coach, second or third, fourth choice. The players that he wants, they don't get.
Okay, so what you're saying is that moving forward, United needs to sign forwards,
And then Rashford will score 5
and then
goals.
in the interview, in the interview with the forwards, they need to be like, is your goal scoring capabilities dependent on who our
Clearly,
director of
you
football
don't know
is?
how football works.
No,
right?
no, no,
Clearly,
I
you don't know how
understand.
football works.
Because I think they need to have a proper hierarchy.
Yes.
Like a sporting director. Newcastle
Yes.
has Dan Ashwood. His name is
football
Dan
is
Ashwood,
football, man.
sporting
You know
director.
Look at Chelsea. When Roman Abramovich came in, he brought in that Katerina, whatever her name is.
Bro,
as the director of
all I'm
football.
gonna say is that not even once did you bring up the most important person in this in this thing right now, except for director of football, which is your manager. Yeah, which is your Eric Ten Hag. And then that's where I was trying to bring you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Batu
But
api,
do you
batu
not
api.
remember what happened last season? Do you not remember where he brought us from the worst team?
I know.
We finished 8th in the
But that's
league. We
last
finished
season.
3rd.
That's last
Okay.
season. That's last
Okay,
season.
what I will say to this, right? Okay, number one, I agree with Kavin in the sense that
He agree with me. I agree with him.
I agree with him in the sense that look, there's
Comment.
there are confidence issues, but there's also an issue about why can't they rise above these things?
Exactly.
Especially when you're
They
playing
have
against
football.
especially when you're playing against teams like Luton and you're playing against teams like Sheffield United. Why are you still waiting on specific moments, right?
Yeah.
So there's something you need to introspect with all these forwards. And I don't know if it's just a confidence issue. I don't know if some of them are unhappy with the manager. Those kind of things I don't know.
Yeah, and then
But
sorry, Maya. Just again, in the end of the day, take all that shit. It's football, man. It's football, man. You train your whole life for this. Score a goal, bro.
I understand.
Score a goal. We're not paying you a quarter of a mil a week for you to be like, man,
I don't like my director of football.
My
man."
director of football is
No,
like,
okay,
just fucking score a goal, bro.
But that is also true because a couple of weeks ago we had I think it was Brandon on the show and he said, look, we don't know what the problem with United is. With respect, I disagree. I think United fans all know what the problems, plural, are with Man United, right? And these things like the manager is making bad decisions or we have a poor director of football, the players aren't playing well, are all symptomatic of a systemic problem that runs from top to bottom in Manchester United. There is a rot in that. There's a rot in that club that needs to be purged out. But what is most important, and this is very important that I just need to stress, right? The most important thing is when people, United and non-United fans alike, are so fixated on the fact that United can fix this quickly.
No,
right?
of course.
Yeah. So immediately they're just like, oh, sack Ten Hag, and then immediately you're gonna be better. Or take Rashford out of the side, and you're immediately gonna be better. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
And it is that attitude that has encouraged things like signing Cristiano Ronaldo, signing Angel Di Maria, sacking or the pressure to sack managers like Mourinho and now Ten Hag. Or, signing players like Alexis Sanchez and giving him a £600,000 a week contract without actually thinking whether or not, should I fund scouting or should I, fund better training facilities in Carrington. That's why Kavin is right when he says, look, it's all the Glazers. It starts from the Glazers. But obviously it trickles down to, the players. It trickles down to the managers because the manager is now, do you think Ten Hag is able, you know how people say like, oh, we can be patient with Klopp, we can be patient with Arteta. They lost, but you know what they're trying to do on the field, right? That's the argument you guys always raise, right? Yeah. Do you think Ten Hag, or do you think people will be as patient as Ten Hag if he played like he did in Ajax, but is losing every single week? No, not with Manchester United. He will be sold immediately. He will be sacked immediately.
It's not like he can't play. And we know what he wants to do. He wants to play out of the back. But how are you going to play out the back with fucking
Johnny Evans?
Johnny Evans is actually better than Harry fucking Maguire.
Oh, no, okay, I disagree. I think Harry Maguire has been decent.
No,
the last
I
couple
agree.
games, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is the sooner people get it out of their heads that United can immediately turn this around within the next 2 or 3 seasons, notwithstanding how much money they spend, you know, the better. They need to see United can fail. They need to see United. In fact, I argue that they need to see United fail.
I will quote Ole Gunnar Solskjaer today, right? Which is, it will get worse before it gets better.
Correct.
Okay, so
everyone has said it. But Ole has said it. Ranić has said it. This club needs open heart surgery.
Mike wants to say something.
I want to ask you, if you were after 12 games, you only score 1 goal, and then but you still keep playing him, won't that be like a fail?
Who else are we going to play?
The problem is that you can still play other people. Maybe youngsters from the
Siapa? You want to play Garnacho? He played the last 2 games.
I'm very glad you brought. I'm very glad
somebody play him lah.
I'm very glad you brought that.
Garnacho shows, right? He was oops.
Number one is, beyond those list of forwards that we've already played, the next most senior or youngster that you've got is Joe Hugill. Joe Hugill has very limited minutes for Manchester United. We don't know what he can do. He's not exactly prolific, so we don't have anyone in that area,
Ahmad
right?
Diallo out on loan or?
No, he's injured. Ahmad Diallo. But you think about youngsters, right? There's a pressure on whoever that's managing to try and put
the best
forward.
out of them,
Not try and get. They are afraid. They are afraid of fielding youngsters because it's a risk. They will, like 60-70% chance they're not going to have the desired effect that a Rashford or a Højlund is most likely going to give you. People with first team experience. I'll give you a very good example of this, right? Like a couple years ago, we had Axel Tuanzebe in centre back, right? And
Legend.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic for
Tyler Blackett for me.
No, specifically Axel Tuanzebe. He was fantastic for Aston Villa when they came out from the Championship, right?
Yep.
And then he came back to United, he got injured. He returned from injury in the midst of another injury crisis, right? And the first game we called him up for was a game against Paris, against PSG, where he had to...
It's a documentary
where
here,
where he had to defend against Mbappe. I think Neymar was injured in the game. He kept Mbappe silent all night, right? It was one of the best center defensive performances I've seen in my entire life, right? The next game, Ole started Maguire and Lindelof. Reasonable, player comes back from injury, he had a hell of a game against PSG, you don't want to risk him again. But he was never picked again the rest of the season. Why? Because you don't know if you can trust him. You don't know if you can trust youngsters to give you the desired outcome. That is why Ten Hag or Oli or Ranić always keeps players like Rashford or Bruno on, even though they've had a poor game, because likely they are the ones who are going to score the goals.
Yes, but if you look at it, you can't put the hopes and titles of a whole team on an 18-year-old shoulder.
No, please, you got to understand, got to remember, when Newcastle beat Man United 3-0 at your house, your home,
Bro, it's like...
we played Louis Smiley, 17 years old, in midfield.
Yes.
I know we won. That's what I said. You got give chance for them.
You have to understand.
I think I know this is a great segue, but before we go to your segue, first thing is drop a comment if you guys miss Moyad's rant, right? Because holy shit, what a comeback!
Yeah,
right?
so just
I like that he hijacked my rant. I don't know what's going on, and then he just took over.
I agree with you.
Exactly
I
the same
agree
thing
with you,
I wanted to say.
Kevin, but here's more context.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, you said exactly what I wanted to say.
I agree with you, Kevin, but here's why you're wrong.
No, but you said exactly
wait,
because every non-United fan is saying the same thing that he says, right? Which is, hey, then play someone else. But who?
So just as a last thing,
chance,
quick one for Kevin and Moyad. Who is going to be your top scorer this season? How many goals? Before we move on. Just give an answer. I don't want to rant. I just want a name and goals.
Before we get to that great question, right, Adam, I also just want to share something about, from an Arsenal fan perspective, right? Like I have said many times, United and Arsenal were in the same boat for quite a while, right? In the rebuild and whatnot. And if it's one thing that, going back to what Moya said about, trying to play and feel the younger players, but then having that pressure of
Fielding
fuck,
your-
are they going to perform or not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Arsenal, we went through the same thing where we hit rock bottom first. And the moment you hit rock bottom, that means there's less pressure because it
Trusting,
cannot get any
giving the
worse.
keys to
Why
Saka
I
and
say,
Martinelli.
correct, which is why I say
Yeah.
we need to
Hit
reach
rock bottom,
That,
so
we need
like,
to
let's
reach
go.
that position first. People need to, like,
Old Trafford
I
burns
know,
down. Now we go.
I know
Now we
it.
go.
I know it sounds bad. I'll never wish ill of my club, right? But people need to know that is a possibility.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Yes.
a possibility that
It gets
things
worse
get
first, yeah.
worse,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing is, playing the youngsters is not going to help right now because it's so much more pressure on them. Even Rashford, as you all said, our forwards cannot score goals. It's not of lack of trying.
Yeah.
They have more. Look, if you look at the shot stats, right? How many shots have they had?
You can't look at that. He's just randomly.
Yeah,
he's just
listen,
letting
listen,
him
but
fly.
you
bro.
have
He's
it
just
counts for
he's
something.
just
They
letting
have
him
been
fly,
taking
bro.
shots. Why have they not been scoring? Because of the fact that they are trying too hard.
No, it's because of the
end
director of football.
footballs-
They don't
No.
like that.
At the end of the day, football players are humans as well. They are trying
No, I
hard. The
didn't say they're not
pressure
humans,
gets
though,
to
but
them.
like,
When you put
Rashford
people
is-
under pressure, it's
Rashford
going
is
to happen.
esteemed Premier League footballer. All I'm
Yes.
saying is you
He's
cannot.
OBE, bro. He's got
12,
OBE.
yeah, 12 games into the season,
Maybe-
one
maybe
goal
he
is
forget about this
inexcusable.
now.
You still forgot what he did last season, is it?
Bro, I'm
No,
not
no,
talking.
no,
Bro, I'm
we're
not talking about
talking
last time.
about
I'm talking
this
just
season.
score one
No,
goal.
but
eh.
you
Just
know
score one
he
goal.
is-
Just-
No,
Technically, he scored one goal.
another
Okay,
goal.
technically
Another
he's
goal.
got one goal,
That's
but
all-
it
that's
does-
all I'm
it
saying,
doesn't
bro.
matter. You know this boy is talented. You
I
know
know
this
I
knob.
love
Okay,
Rashford.
okay,
Just
okay,
go-
okay. Let's
yeah.
go back to Adam's question.
Calvin and
Yeah.
Moyat, who's going to be your top scorer at the end of the season? And tell me how they can score more than 3 goals.
Yeah.
Premier League or
Premier League.
Premier League.
No.
No, Alcom.
Yeah, okay lah.
No,
all
for
come.
Alcon,
competition,
it's
all
going to be
competition.
Højlund because he already has 4.
Rashford.
You still think Rashford's
I
going to
still
score?
sorry,
So this Premier League,
Whoa, you
Alcom,
still
okay,
think
that's-
Rashford?
I still think the
Alcom.
moment he
Hits his form.
Look, listen. Last season, what happened?
I'm always listening.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Second half of the season, he scored 30 goals.
Yeah.
Right? In beginning,
No,
of
no,
this-
no, no, no,
Is it 20 something?
after the Carabao Cup, he kind of dipped.
And like the World
Yes,
Cup
yes.
and
Oh,
stuff.
No,
the
but
Carabao
after the
Cup
World
one,
Cup, he really picked up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
After
picked
the
up.
World
He
Cup.
scored like.
That's when
he
this
scored-
came out lah.
I think he
Carabao Cup.
before the World Cup he had like 8 goals or something, and then after
Yeah,
that,
he did like-
he started scoring. Right, and the thing is, look, he needs. He's a confidence player, and like Martinelli is, like Saka is,
Like Odegaard is.
like Odegaard is. The moment the team starts dropping, they feel responsible of the fact that they need to go out there.
Okay,
and
so you
build this
think
confidence.
Rashford is going to
Okay,
be
so
your
score a
top
goal,
scorer?
Rashford.
I think so.
You say
He will
Rashford.
take it on his shoulders.
Moyat,
Moyat,
what do
yeah.
you think?
The safe answer is Fernandes.
Mm.
Like Bruno, already, yeah, like that's the safe answer. Like he's the one who is most likely going to find the right pass, making him, probably our highest assister. He's the one who's probably going to score the free kicks, the penalties, get the volley, get a
Your
goal on
favourite
the half.
captain.
Hashtag
So
not my captain.
the smart answer is Bruno Fernandes. Do I wish a striker would get it? Do I wish Højlund would score more than Fernandes? Of course I do. But it just doesn't seem like it right now.
I think
personally-
Højlund gonna be.
I personally feel that Højlund is actually my favorite United player right now.
He plays a lot of heart. Can
Dude,
see
the
the
guy
the
is
best.
so
He's
good,
still young.
man.
He's still young.
He's
He's
still
But
young,
he
so
needs
it's cool.
he needs wingers to feed him. He needs midfielders to feed him. At this point,
He needs the
for me,
he needs
for-
the sporting director to change
He
that.
needs,
Just
For me,
okay.
looking at the way that Højlund plays, right? I definitely feel that. I mean, I'm no EPL manager, right? But if he was to play more of a holding role, right? Back to
False
goal,
nine, false
because
nine-ish.
I saw that a bit against in the Luton game, right? Where he was kind of like holding it up a bit. He's got the strength for it. He's got the build for it.
he's got the speed for
and
it.
he's got the speed for it. So like, I feel that if it's
He'll
one thing
be there and
that
there about.
Yeah.
See,
The thing
he
about
can be a very good striker.
I definitely agree.
I think
Very
he's very raw.
very briefly on Højlund, I think.
Yeah.
I think Højlund has like a massive amount of potential and I love him, right?
Yeah.
But I stand by what I said at the first episode this season. Højlund should not be first choice for Man United.
Yes.
I think it was ridiculous. I think it's borderline negligent
Yeah.
that the club, that from the owner, even down to the manager, is trusting
you-
a 19,
you pay
20-year-old
for
boy to get most of the goals for Manchester United.
Yeah, how much?
80 million,
money?
80
It was
million.
70 plus million, but look, we cannot
Atalanta.
control the value. We cannot control the value.
We cannot
okay?
control the value, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. But again, I don't blame Ten Hag for
No,
this. Because Ten Hag is not the one doing the.
Okay,
the-
okay.
I
So
agree,
you
I
say
agree, I
Rashford,
agree.
and then you say Fernandes. That's great. So I think that's enough about United.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Good talk,
other
good
United, which is Newcastle United. Which is now the time for Mike to shine because Newcastle lost 2-0 to Bournemouth. Eddie Howe's return to the Cherries, and it was 2 Dominic Solanke goals.
What did he say to you? Condolences. For
Oh
the loss.
no, he said,
sorry.
he said, where's your exactly,
Okay,
Take away
angkat tangan,
Mike.
2 hands. Actually, because I think we play badly. We play shite. Seriously. Badly. Because I don't want to talk about injury because last season we are lucky without not having any bad injuries, but this season we have 12. But then the players who are supposed to play has to step up. We play really badly. I mean, even Trippier not performing the game on the weekend. Bournemouth deserve to win. That's all I can say.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think of Trippier actually fighting with the fans?
Exactly. I was about to ask that.
I think.
I mean, you talk about our captain.
He looked like he was about to get kind of violent. Though. He looked like he was held
you
back.
got to understand. After that, actually, the fan after that say sorry because it's just a hit of a moment. Because you know how far is Newcastle to Bournemouth, and then return is about almost 800 plus kilometer. And then this is just a sport moment. He says sorry, and then he said, and then I do think as a human, Trippier.
For sure.
Had the right
got no issues with it.
I'm not saying
I have no problem with that because
Yeah.
he played. Of course, he played not brilliantly, but then he played wholeheartedly. But it's still below par. I think it really took its toll because playing Eddie Howe game where you have to press and then you have to play very fast football, and then these are all take effect to our squad. We have again, like I told you,
What was
Arsenal has 8 out. Man U have 10 out. We have 12 plus. Almiron was injured after 30th minute. That's all the system go down to the drain, and from there we just playing catch up.
And you played Champions
Bournemouth.
League as well, right? Newcastle played Champions League.
That's why I said I told you when I first came in, we have a very thin squad, and we're just gonna be happy with playing in UCL. But then somebody said that it's a waste of slot, whatever it is. We don't care. We just don't
Shout out
care.
Leonard.
Because why? Because
What was the
We're gonna
result?
suffer.
What was the result in the Champions League?
We lost 2-0 to Bournemouth at the Yellow Wall.
Dortmund, sorry.
Dortmund.
The Yellow Wall,
Yellow Wall. So and then after that we lost again another 2-0 to Bournemouth. I have no qualm, no complaints. We play really bad. Of course, we got a few chances like that. Goal, Anthony Gordon shoot directly to Neto, and then after that, Neto tips long stuff. But that's all we have.
Almiron got subbed off the 31st minute. Is that another injury?
Yes, he had a great. He went to Paraguay team because he have an international break. He had a grade 1 tear.
Right.
So he'll be out around 2 weeks.
My goodness.
So there's another one.
Who you?
It's not that bad.
Who you? No, but that list, like who you missing in the midfield? I'm guessing you were missing Bruno.
Bruno was
Tonali, bro.
suspended
Yeah,
because of
he's
that.
gone.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Street Fighter.
Okay. But I think he's doing it on purpose because he want to be available for the Chelsea games also. Because if he got
One more
against
yellow
Bournemouth,
card.
they will not play against Chelsea. But I think midfield a bit suffered when Bruno is not there because he's our core player. He's number 6 who can spray the passes out here and there, and then long stuff is long stuff, but it's not our playmaker. So basically, again, I will not single out players, but everybody play a bad match on the day. So really, Bournemouth deserve to win, and then we're happy that now it's international break because based on information that I gathered that Isak will be coming back. Bruno will be
Based
playing.
on information that I gathered.
No,
Wonderful.
But
I
Bruno,
love it. I love it.
Bruno,
I love
Bruno
it.
is coming back also. So
Yeah.
against Chelsea, I think everybody just said just now they are on the up. So it's gonna be another cracker game.
yeah, but like you said, right? Like it's all arising from the fact that you have a thin squad and you're stretched on
competitions.
all fronts, right?
yeah.
You're reaching January soon, right? The fixtures are going to come up hard
11
and
matches
fast, right?
in December.
And one
right?
thing that is a very big possibility, not just for you, for us as well, is the Europa League, right? Do you think when the time comes, Newcastle is able to sustain on all your fronts, right?
Okay, I comment this in my group actually. Basically, if you ask me, if we are not top 2, I would rather we be number 4 because
I actually
we don't want to play Europa League. Not because of Liverpool in there.
But
Whatever
Europa
it
League
is.
fixtures gonna
Yeah,
it's
because
gonna be
it's the
terrible.
problem. I hate playing in Liga Malam Jumaat, which is on Thursday night.
Malam Jumaat.
Because that's what we call Europa League
That's
is
true.
Liga Malam Jumaat.
That is, I love that, man. I love that.
Orang
I love
pergi
that.
orang pergi Kiamulan ni tengok bola.
That's why I said Liga Malam Jumaat. And then after that, games have to play mostly on Sundays
It's
because
gonna
you
be
cannot
tough.
play on Saturdays
It's gonna be tough.
because and then
Sunday or
we
Monday.
play
And somebody's gonna tag
now also
hamstring and, so it's
that's what happened to us right now.
Games. There's just more games in Europa.
And then we still have Chelsea away for the Carabao Cup.
Yep.
And then after that, January will be FA Cup. So a lot, I think, the whatever people said, we have a very thin squad. In fact, we play again Luis Miley in midfield on that game against Bournemouth. And then we bring in Ben Parkinson, an 18 years old, as striker.
Well,
that's
I want to say my condolences to you, Mike, but not really. Right?
No, okay.
So I think it's. Oh, yeah, you want to say
No, I
something
mean,
about Newcastle?
look, Newcastle
Yeah.
is a team that I think we all can look at and go, they were unfortunate. I think,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
with all the injuries and everything.
They were unfortunate that their the best
Yeah.
midfielder was a gambling addict.
Yeah.
That happened before they came in.
No, but I mean, do you really miss Tonali, to be honest? To be honest.
But if
Of
Bruno,
course, you have
is-
to, and-
it's not no because if Bruno's not playing but Tonali is available, I think we are.
Yeah, okay, no, but Tonali not exactly ripping out. You know,
Yeah,
trees.
but he's
No,
still
but
a
it's
first
an-
team.
yeah.
He's
It's
a
an
first
he's a
team.
first team.
He's
Yeah,
a
no, I
first
get it,
team.
I get it.
It's a good
Yeah.
replacement for
Don't
Bruno.
get me wrong. I'm just saying that. I mean, do you really? I would really actually appreciate these 8 months for him to go training and learn, like
Learn how to
the
play.
fuck?
He was AC Milan's
Learn how to
captain,
not
bro.
gamble.
He doesn't need to learn
Go
how
to
to
rehab. Don't
learn the system.
Don't
Gambling is wrong.
No.
Kevin just said,
Okay,
go.
okay.
I want the next 8 months.
No, I
Here's the
understand.
book. I want you to study the
Let me
formation.
start from 1856. 18.
No,
I understand. Hello, please. I understand what Kevin trying to say because in certain games, no,
not
in
valid,
certain
I'm
games, Tonali struggle
Yeah,
with
it's been 10
the
games.
pace,
He'll figure
with
it
the
out,
pace,
you know.
with the pace of
it's 10
MPL.
games.
Only got 8 months to figure it out.
Look.
Figure it out.
Look, do you think he would? I mean, do you think he would have learned more sitting on the sidelines reading a book or actually playing the games
playing
week
games.
in,
No,
week
but
out?
okay. You
Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Now he's gonna
he's
miss
still
the
going to be
season.
training with the squad, right?
It's most likely if he can't re-assimilate back quickly, he's most likely going to be shipped off to Saudi Arabia, man.
No, but he will be. Tonali
Okay,
really?
no. We're not gonna waste time talking about Tonali and what he's gonna do in his 8 months. Okay.
He's still training with the squad.
Okay.
Right?
When was
He can't
ball
play games.
invented?
He can
Let's-
play games. He
let's-
can
He's
still
probably got a
train. He can
WhatsApp
still
group.
train. He can still train.
He can still train with
Of
the
course he
squad.
can still
Of
train.
course,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, he probably has a WhatsApp group with Jadon Sancho and Ivan Toney, and they play FIFA every Friday night. Okay, please.
And they bet on it.
Anonymous.
And they bet on it because let's face it, Tonali and
Let's okay
Ivan
now
Toney.
let's
Ivan Toney.
move on to another fixture. This time from a team that also lost twice in a week, and that is Tottenham Hotspurs. But in their case, is the complete opposite because they don't have a packed fixture. They don't have European football. They played the last game of last game week, and they played the first game
Yeah.
of this previous game week, and they lost both.
Yeah, so
Can we please spend some time to talk about this Tottenham Hotspur crumble?
Yeah, so the Chelsea one, fine. Yeah, 9 men, they played highline.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Managers,
And then they
down for
lost to
whatever, yeah.
Wolves.
Yeah, so the Wolves one,
2-1.
that's crazy, man. That's a typical.
They led
Spurs
the
crumble,
game.
man.
Yeah, they led the game 1-0 all the way up to like the
90,
last
90, first
5
90, yeah.
minutes, and then they conceded 2 goals. That one great goal from what's his name, Pablo
Sarabia.
Sarabia, the
and
ex-PSG
Lemina.
player, right?
Lemina.
What a goal! What a
No,
goal!
the pass
That
from
pass
Matheus
was-
Cunha. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Right?
That was sexy, man.
And then Gary O'Neill with a great speech after the game, really riling up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
players,
I saw
right?
that,
That went
yeah.
viral a bit. But I really want to hear your thoughts, guys, on Spurs right now.
I give all credit to Wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Every
yeah,
single one. You can give shit to Tottenham, but all credit to Wolves because their plan worked perfectly. 100% what they wanted to do, which is arcing defend.
Yep.
You come at us, score 1 goal. Never mind, come at us. We'll hit you in the counter.
Yeah.
And exactly, after 80 minutes, you're all tired. Let's go in front and let's score. That's what they did, and that's the plan. It worked 100%.
Yep. So like, I'm a huge fan of Gary O'Neill. I think Bournemouth shouldn't have let him go.
Yeah.
I think he's a class manager.
Yeah.
But number 2 is I think Wolves have been pulling away good performances. They just haven't been securing the results. And I think credit to Arvin, by the way. Shout out to Arvin. He did post the stat for us.
He didn't fucking die. He didn't fucking die. He didn't fucking die.
Wake up.
But we do that a lot, right? We do that a lot. I was like, hey, Arvin.
So he did post this stat to us that like Wolves had like the highest percentage of completed dribbles or something like that.
In all top 5 leagues, right?
Correct, yeah. And it shows you like how direct, how strong-willed their players are. And you look at they have quality, right? Sarabia has quality.
Oh, wow.
Neto
is
is
quality.
baller.
Mateus
Neto is
Cunha
baller.
is a good player, right?
Korean guy, don't forget.
That
Korean guy,
That's
right?
Korean.
So like Wolves is a team that's on and up that just can't seem to like secure the results. But you know, when they do, it really shouldn't come as a surprise.
Yeah.
I think with like proper time, you can see or you can put Wolves in the same category as like an Aston Villa. Maybe that's a bit too high, but they are on that trajectory.
I'm
see
so
that.
glad that they moved away from their Portuguese connection.
Yes.
I'm so glad. Like,
Ruben
you know,
Neves,
The Espírito Santo
Coutinho,
period,
not
right?
only that, but also their coaches were all Portuguese.
Yeah.
You know, and after what's his name?
Very diverse. Espírito Santo.
Espírito Santo.
After
Espírito
that,
Santo.
I think they with Gary O'Neill,
Yeah.
it's a whole different way of playing. I enjoy watching them lose sometimes. You know, because it's not because I enjoy watching them lose, but they lose also got like
They don't play like terrorist football or something. They try to win those games. And Pedro Neto against Liverpool, he was tearing us up. He was tearing us up.
Against Newcastle also, I
he
think
was
that
tearing us up,
the pull is me, that's one.
Yeah, and very injury prone though. So maybe that's something like, hey.
No, I think
like,
this season, for some strange reason, every single team has a lot of injury.
But Neto specifically,
look, y'all had Liverpool had that last season, right?
It's fatigue, man.
It's fatigue. Liverpool had that last season. Last season, you all kind of threw away the league a little bit, and you know, kind of picked it up at the end. So
too late, obviously.
I mean, but at least this season, I mean, you're
Thank you.
Euro. But the thing is, look, every other team is going through the same except for City who got like 7 players in each position, and Chelsea.
7 world class
They have
players
7 world class
in each
players in that
position.
position. Even Chelsea also got like 15,000
At one point in time.
then it doesn't matter because they got 15,000 people also still waiting to play. So it's fine, right? But United, Newcastle, Arsenal also has an injury, list long enough. Something is going on. I don't think it's a club issue. I think it's really the FA really needs to look at this and go like, hey, what's going on?
No, I mean, you look at it, right? You look at the way, and I'm sorry we're talking about the FA about this, right? We look at last season, right? It was a long season and it was compressed because there was the World Cup, right? So, and then there was like a month and a half break and then they had to come and play all these games this season with the added caveat that games can go up to like 110 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So that's an issue. And then you think about it, it won't end because this season, it'll end in 2024, which means there's the Euros, right? Players have less rest. Players have to come back again. And then they have to play more games, more time. And then, they get a month and a half break. It's not enough. That's why players like Varane has been speaking out. You expect these players to be robots when they're not, and fatigue affects everyone.
I understand. Right? Yeah. One thing I can understand about footballers is that, going back to like, we pay you to score goals and all that, but at the end of the day, they're human beings, man. I'm playing.
Suddenly when you say it, it's
no,
okay.
No,
when I say it, you change your director of football, bro. What is this? Change your owner, FAG. Suddenly, like, no, they're not humans. Hey, you pay them a lot of money. Go and play your game.
It's hard to perform 90 minutes week in, week out. Your body.
Really?
It is.
We pay you
physical.
Twice a week. Twice a week.
Okay. You're absolutely right, guys, that all these injuries, they're definitely affecting all these teams, but I just love how it's affecting Spurs right now. Okay, so that's one thing that...
Arsenal's turn coming later.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
we've got
Arsenal now,
you want to
actually.
talk about Arsenal, right?
Let's talk about them Arsenal now.
Right now, right?
Arsenal.
Arsenal, we won over the weekend. We are now
Burnley.
third place, tied with Liverpool
yeah.
in second with only 1 goal difference.
What do you want, certificate?
And you got not? You got not?
I'll print it.
3 set
You print later. Then
print
next
later.
week I show over here.
Okay.
3 set piece
Okay.
goals. Doesn't matter how you score them. You just gotta.
Hey,
you just gotta
I
score
mean,
'em.
you want to talk about injuries, right? Like Mike has obviously brought up quite a number of times. We have a long list right now as well. You've got, Thomas Partey out. Even Odegaard is out. Ben White just got recently injured in training, which is why Tomiyasu had to start the game. But what a deputy, because, Tomiyasu is one of my favorite signings in this past few seasons. The way that he has shown how multifaceted he is as a fullback. And then at the same time, obviously 3-1, really sad that we conceded a goal because we couldn't keep a clean sheet. I want that David Raya clean sheet, right? But we got those 3 goals, and I mean, dude, Sinchenko showed up.
So with a fucking karate kick.
He did that karate kick. And Zinchenko has had quite a few poor games recently. So it was really nice to see him start the game and also score a goal. Yeah. But he was super influential. And then, I mean, you've got Gabriel Jesus injured as well.
But he's always injured.
So he's always and then Nketiah also got injured. So you want to talk about injuries, bro? Right? We're already there.
Yeah, I know.
We're already there. But the only difference is that now, as I keep saying, is that Arteta has assembled a team, right? After what happened last season.
Exactly.
We have depth now.
Exactly.
And, obviously the biggest worry is that depth able to carry the team in moments like this? And then against Burnley, even though Burnley now is rock bottom after losing to us and Sheffield got that draw, but we beat Company and his men. And the depth is really evident now, right? And I just want to say shout out to Leandro Trossard for scoring the 1000th goal.
Shout out to Leandro Trossard. Hey, he's not watching lah.
You never know.
You never know, man.
You never know.
No, I know.
He dropped me a DM yesterday.
I know lah. He's not watching.
Let me finish. Leandro Trossard scored the 1000th goal for Arsenal at Emirates.
You know who's watching? Velen.
And you know what's that? Velen, you made.
Shout out Velen, bro.
Okay, Leandro Trossard scored the 1000th goal, right? With that amazing gladiator header, right? That Saka assisted him for. And fun fact, the first player for Arsenal to score at Emirates was Gilberto Silva. And both players wear the number 19.
That's some
fucking fun.
That monologue is 4 minutes 36 seconds.
Okay, wait, but before, sorry, Idris, going back to like depth, you said depth, right? A lot of people I've seen online, people saying that Arsenal are trying to swap Emil Smith Rowe for Douglas Luiz and all that. And I won't lie, I love Emil Smith Rowe. So what's going on? Why is Havertz a player at Arsenal and not
honestly
Emil Smith Rowe?
Honestly, it goes back to that conversation about ceiling, right? That Moyet brought up.
Yep.
He's your number 10.
All
man.
these, I know, man. I'm a big fan of Emil Smith Rowe. They call him the Croydon De Bruyne, right? And like, right.
I love that.
I like the name, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a
You know why? It's just because he looks like him a bit. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't play like him, but he looks like him a bit.
Okay,
right?
fair enough.
But it's very evident that after Granit Xhaka left, who is having an amazing season in Bundesliga, he's sorely missed. Declan Rice is doing a great job, but he is no Granit Xhaka, different type of player. And Douglas Luiz is perfect.
You think so?
So I feel like right now Arteta is really thinking like, am I going to sacrifice Emil Smith Rowe, who is an academy kid?
He's a baller, bro.
He's a baller,
He just had
right?
he just had a rough injury.
Yeah,
and all
man,
that.
it's true.
We can't expect him to this one.
But very injury prone, and I think going back to Havertz, I think in Arteta's mind the ceiling is different. I don't know.
Havertz sucks, man. It's
getting so hard to defend Havertz, man. I swear to God.
What I would say about Emil Smith Rowe in comparison with Havertz and Douglas Luiz is I think Douglas Luiz, right? Douglas Luiz and Havertz are like identified by Edu and Arteta as the people to bring Arsenal to the next level. Emil Smith Rowe is just someone who was there. Right? He is like
inherited.
I mean, not in terms of ability, right?
Yeah.
But he is like a Rashford. He is like a McTominay. He's just someone that I had to work with at first. And he shined. But at the end of the day, if I think someone fits in better, I'm gonna get that person anyway.
Yeah, I understand.
Same thing with David Raya and Ramsdale situation.
And a player like Emil Smith Rowe could easily fetch you like 25 to 35 million, even more, I think. So
actually, no, didn't Arteta sign Ramsdale?
Ramsdale,
But then he changed his mind.
Because David Raya didn't want to sign for Arsenal at that time.
Joe Willock also left.
And then Joe Willock also left, but yeah, man, that's the
Academy
situation with
I think
with Arsenal.
if you sell Emil Smith Rowe, you'll get it lah.
I signed him once for my FIFA career mode.
Oh shit!
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Dude, with his ankle
But
strike,
who knows?
he wears his socks.
Maybe when he goes somewhere else, he become a Cole Palmer.
I mean,
like if you put Emil Smith Rowe in like a Newcastle,
He will shine,
that is a move.
To be fair,
complete sense.
They were linked, right?
in career
Something
mode,
like that?
like
No, I'm not talking about
Wang
career-
Hee-chan. right?
No, I'm
and
not talking about
he scored me like a bunch of hat tricks.
No, I'm not
right?
talking about career mode. I'm talking about in real life, like for depth purposes, right?
Yeah.
He can be like you said, he can be like a Cole Palmer. You know, like
Or Mason Mount.
yeah, or a Mason Mount.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I
But
mean,
he shined. And
By the way, I didn't get to say it earlier, the Mason Mount comment, right? Which is he had a great game.
against Luton, yeah,
Against
excellent.
Luton.
Yes.
He was
newly promoted.
He
Luton.
was fair enough. But look, we've seen what he can do, but off the ball, this guy is phenomenal.
Who's this?
You don't. We're not. I don't
Why
think.
the fuck are we talking about Mason
Yeah,
Mount?
no,
yeah.
He
He was
just
like,
wanted
who is
to-
he?
No, fuck this, okay?
Hey, you got 4 minutes 36 seconds. Cut off his mic.
I
Cut off his mic. He's going enough.
Right?
I accept,
Okay,
right?
that's enough, all right?
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
I want to talk about, before we move on to the final result that we talk about, which is Liverpool versus Brentford.
No
right?
need lah, fuck
I want to talk about William Saliba, okay?
Okay.
William Saliba is really proving that he is the best centre back in the league right now. Okay,
Why are we talking about Saliba?
The best.
I disagree.
The best centre back in the league right now. And I just want to say that as an Arsenal fan that went through the Socrates and Mustafi period at Arsenal, this difference right now between having a player like Saliba and also Gabriel, it is so different.
You sent him out on loan. He was out on loan for a bit.
He was out on
right?
loan to
He
back to Saint
performed,
Etienne,
yeah.
and then after that he got brought back. And I just want to say, Saliba, I love you to bits.
I mean,
okay?
I disagree.
Saliba is not listening.
I disagree. I think Saliba is phenomenal. I think he's number
Diaz,
2.
You think Diaz is number 1?
Actually, this season, I mean, on the back of that performance, like
Harry
like
Maguire.
even last season, I didn't really. I thought John Stones was better, but
John
this
Stones,
season, someone that I think should rightfully be
Number 1 CB.
like praised,
Yeah. Harry
Maguire.
especially the recovery he's
Yeah.
had. Shut up, man.
No, man, I'm on edge right now.
Yeah, Harry Maguire.
Dude,
Come on.
it's Virgil van Dijk.
Oh, okay.
Virgil van Dijk
Oh, thanks,
this season has like look. I've been very critical
Great
about Van Dijk.
segue,
Yeah.
Moyet, because let's talk about Liverpool
No need lah.
beating Brentford.
No
What's
need.
the score?
3-0, man.
3-0, and
I mean,
honestly, Van Dijk, right? The name that Moyet just dropped, in my opinion, he had a great
Luton,
game.
okay.
Bro.
Yeah,
He had a
he's
great
phenomenal.
game.
And this season
Yeah.
is sort of like a renaissance. Although it's sort of like a renaissance from last season from Van Dijk. I think like last season we were all saying how Van Dijk hasn't been doing well. Harvin was
Yeah.
particularly critical of him and Salah. But this season, those two players, Van Dijk and Salah, have been.
Salah especially.
I've always
Van Dijk
look.
especially.
Last season, I thought Salah was really good as well. You don't get 50 goal contributions and call that a bad season,
Yeah, of
right?
course, of course, of
right?
course.
But like this season,
Salah is
they
my
are
captain.
again the cornerstones of Liverpool's like
Yep,
sort of
yep, yep.
revival this
Yep,
season.
yep.
And as a United fan, I hate it.
Because it's another,
No, but
it's another
that's-
successful
but-
like rebuild.
Yeah.
But that's what confidence does for your team.
Oh man.
Last season,
Nah,
they
Salah
were
does not
no,
confidence. Salah's
no.
20 goals every season. That's not confidence. That's just
No,
ball.
It's not
okay,
confidence.
I'm not-
It's not the
No,
director
no,
of
no,
football.
I'm not-
It's his game, bro.
No,
It's his
listen,
ball,
listen,
bro.
listen. I'm not talking.
Emperor, what emperor?
Emperor first,
I am
he's the
not
emperor,
talking
bro.
about Salah. I'm not talking about Salah. I'm talking about the whole team. Right? When results are not going your way, beginning of last season, especially when you lost Van Dijk, when everything, what happened? Like everybody dropped off. Trent dropped off. Every single player dropped off. Salah still gets 50 goal contributions. Great, right? Salah is already a mature player at 30. He knows the pressure. He knows how to handle the
Ice
situation.
cold, yeah.
Right? And at the end of the day, this season, when results are going better, Salah is performing, Van Dijk is back in a way. Trent, have you spoken about Trent this season?
No,
He
because
has been great though, I will say.
Yeah, but he hasn't been like
he has been
vulnerable.
shit.
Yeah, but it
he has
doesn't
been
matter.
shit.
We're not talking about him.
I agree. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay,
hey, Trent,
alright.
if you're listening, bro.
Sorry. Now change to
Forget the shut up. Forget the shut up.
Hey, Trent, if you're listening, bro. I'm just saying, like nobody is talking about Trent. Like even
Trent can define.
I think I want to shoot a question to Adam, right?
Yeah.
You guys beat Brentford 3-0, a resounding win. Salah with 2 goals, his 200th English
Put him in my fantasy.
goal,
Crazy,
right?
Crazy.
200.
You don't have, okay, sorry.
Right, he's 200. And for me, when I was watching the game, obviously the cornerstones like Moyet brought up, right? Like Van Dijk, that resurgence.
Yep.
Salah also the resurgence, right? But I feel that the true heroes of that win, which is a good thing for you, are kind of like the fringe players right now. Like
Tsimikas.
for me, Tsimikas with how many assists he got? Two assists.
Yeah. Jota gave him. He played a great game, but Jota gave him one assist.
And then you have also like
gave it to
obviously Endo and Gakpo as well. I feel like those players they're really gelling right now.
I feel like this season, the media are trying to make it seem like it's a Man City Arsenal race.
Yeah.
I guess it is, but Liverpool Liverpool have silently been 1 point behind City at second place.
Yep.
And honestly, I will still hold this in my heart. We should not have lost to Spurs. That was VAR corruption.
Fuck VAR.
Fuck
VAR.
corruption. We should be unbeaten in the Prem right now. In my eyes, we are unbeaten in the Prem.
No, worst player in the EPL right
Is
now.
PJ Moore?
Yes. It's all the fucking referees.
Yeah,
Look, every single game there is some stupid.
Nunes got 2 goals that he scored
offside.
that were
Okay lah.
offside, and he's
By
captain him, bro.
by
I
like a
swear.
Differential.
You guys make fun of Nunes and all this, right? But that's the beauty, not beauty lah, but that's the thing admirable about this Liverpool side, right? Is that, if someone doesn't perform, if Jota doesn't perform, you throw in a Nunes and he gets a clutch goal, like he did a couple weeks ago. Robertson not performing, you throw in Tsimikas, he does well. The only problem I think you guys actually have is in your midfield. But that's where smart recruitment
Szoboszlai, bro.
was
My daddy, bro.
Yeah, it's so important. That's why a good director of football is important because immediately you guys revamped that midfield in a season. In one season.
I say it, you're fucking laughing.
I agree with you.
You are right. No. It's not you. I say it, you're fucking laughing. Why cannot score? And you said it, both of them correct. Fuck you lah.
But that's why it's important. That's why you brought in Szoboszlai and look how he has changed the way.
No. The point is, the director of football does not. His decision to sign Szoboszlai was the name, but Szoboszlai definitely exceeded expectations because he's just so bald.
I don't think so, man. I think you guys knew what you. I think you guys knew what you were getting from Szoboszlai, from what's his name, Gravenberch, and who's the other guy? I can't remember. McAllister, of course, McAllister, right? You guys knew this is the profile that Klopp has always wanted, and you guys acted on that immediately. Fast, quick signings, immediately integrated into the squad, immediately creating results. That's why.
So I think
even with Wataru
it's so good.
Yeah,
even with Endo,
Wataru,
you needed a body.
10 million, no issue, no complaint.
30-year-old Japanese player which nobody has heard of.
So I think this goes to show Klopp's like managerial powers.
Director of football.
Because we had that one season where Pickford fucking broke Van Dijk's leg in half. That one where we just fucking went to shit. Scissor him and all that. And the next season we challenged for a quadruple and all that. And last season we were honestly the worst.
Yeah, it's the seesaw.
The worst club football I've ever seen. Most stagnant shit ever.
7-season curse.
Before we go to predictions, right? For some upcoming games after the annoying international break.
It's fine.
I want to actually ask you another question, Adam, from a Liverpool fan perspective, right? Because I was doing some research, right?
Just get to the question lah. Why is Trent listening to you now?
Okay, I was doing some research, right? And I realized that because it got me thinking, Matip started, right? And I don't know what's I don't know what's the situation with Konate, right? But you look at the last 12 games in the EPL for Liverpool, you guys have 4 clean sheets, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then out of the 4, Matip was starting for 3 and Konate only starting for 1. And honestly, I feel Matip is a great defender. I think Konate obviously has his qualities. But from a Liverpool fan perspective, what do you think?
I think Matip's just an experienced vet. He's an experienced vet. Maybe he's not as composed. Yeah, he likes to go on his runs and all that. I feel Konate is a bit clumsy still. It's a bit clumsy still. He makes those, why did you make that tackle for no reason? Shit like that. But he's still my age, I think. He's 23.
No, I think
young boy.
When you have a midfield in front of you that can screen through this thing, dude, I can play defense.
Yeah, but we're still being tested. We're still being tested.
Oh, you will still be tested.
No,
Don't get me wrong.
but who is your director of football when you're playing?
No, but you see, but
The one dumb enough to sign me, first of all. Second of all,
no, but
second of all, you've been paid millions of dollars. Fucking defend, lah.
no, but you look at Liverpool, right? They have McAllister
Yeah.
first, and then they have Van Dijk
Yeah.
second, and then they have like, look, I
Alisson,
maintain
the
the
best
best goalkeeper,
the best
in, the league
goalkeeper in the league.
is
Best goalkeeper in
Alisson.
the league.
right?
The
So
best goalkeeper.
three levels of like just like come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Basically,
So
right?
that's why like this Matip, Konate thing, I'd start either of them in a Champions League
Yeah.
final. No
Good problem
issues.
to have.
Yeah.
Liverpool
it's a good problem.
will
You'll
be
be like
challenging.
on the bench,
They will be challenging for the
At least on
titles.
the bench.
Yeah.
I think Man City, Liverpool.
I think we have the depth for it.
Yeah.
So we can afford a few injuries. I feel like we have the depth for it.
If the top four remains how it is, you guys better pick it up, man.
Right?
Hey, don't
Which
forget
is a
about
good-
Villa.
it-
We don't forget
that's a
about
good-
Villa.
That's a good question because before we go into the predictions of the upcoming games after the international break, a question for the table
Okay.
is right now the top three, right, is Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
All 1 point.
Then
Do
there
you
are
guys
three after that?
do you guys think the three after that doesn't matter?
No.
Do you guys think that currently right now
That's the
Arsenal
title race?
and Liverpool? Yes. Do you guys think that is the title
Yeah, I
race?
do.
You think that those are the two teams that will challenge Manchester City?
I do.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think so.
But
Okay.
yes,
I want to hear the yes but and I want to hear the no, I don't think so after that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think you cannot discount Aston Villa. Number one, I think Aston Villa
3-0 win
they're in,
over the
They're in
weekend.
the conference
Yeah.
league,
Yeah,
but they're a very
3-1,
good.
sorry.
They're a very good team,
Yep.
and I think they can push the boundaries this season.
Yeah.
But I also just want to say, and you guys may call me deluded in the comments, you guys may laugh at me, but I just think you cannot discount United and you cannot discount Chelsea. You cannot discount these two teams.
Say Chelsea for the title.
Yes, not for the title.
Oh, okay.
But
United for the title.
sorry, but to push. No, but
four,
but
top four,
to push
talking about
into
top four.
but to push into the top three, even the top two, I still reserve some hope.
Did you
that
mention Spurs or
Spurs is a depth thing for
Okay.
me, right? But again, I don't think you can discount them either. So I think like the top six, not fighting for the title. I think maybe I rushed into my answer a bit. I don't think they can fight for the title. I do think it's the three horses, but the three teams immediately under them and Chelsea at the bottom, I still think they can throw a spanner in the works.
Okay,
so my question was who do you think is top three?
Yeah,
Top three lah, top
Okay,
three. So I think they
so,
can.
so,
yeah.
so Wyatt, your house on the line, who is fourth this season? Who is fourth this season? There's United, Spurs, Villa, Newcastle
Fourth.
might,
Yeah.
so who's fourth?
Yeah.
Who's fourth this season?
Call it, bro. Call it. Come on, call
all
it.
the players are
Call it,
listening.
then we're
you know.
gonna clip it.
All the
them,
players are
all the
listening.
directors
And
of football, all the directors of football, everybody's watching.
Yeah, it's United. United, I think will finish fourth this season.
Okay.
I think when we get to January, we get to the winter break. I'm hopeful at least that we'll turn a corner.
Okay, what about your I don't think so part?
No, I don't think that at this point we can say that this is the top three. No way, because at the end of the day, it all depends on injuries. It all depends
barring
on
any injuries, lah.
Yeah,
Barring
but
injuries
then
aside, lah.
as he said, there's Aston Villa coming up. There's Newcastle.
Yeah, so Aston Villa fourth.
There's Spurs. I mean, yes, Spurs have a lot of injuries right now, but let's not forget that this was the team that was top only a few weeks ago. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
but however, I still feel like this season is much more open than it seems.
Oh, of course.
No,
of
I-
course,
I-
yeah,
of
yeah.
course,
I mean,
of course.
look-
Hey, having a three horse title race is
It's gonna be exciting.
It's been the most open it's been
Yeah,
for a
you know,
long time.
and this is going to be a lot more because I think Manchester United
Yeah,
may
Villa's just right there. Spurs are-
not the title, but we will still be challenging for
Okay,
the top
wait,
four.
Mike. I want to hear your thoughts, Mike. What do you think, like about the three teams?
Okay.
You let him. Okay.
Sambung lagi ke bos?
Tak apa.
I do.
You tolong lagi.
Racist dah. Okay, no. Actually,
India mau cakap tak boleh. India ada suara dalam parlimen.
Cut that part out.
In the comments, though, yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Go on. Okay, Mike. What are your thoughts?
I 2 weeks ago I talked about Spurs. If they are not injury, they'll be okay. Now it's available. We can see that they are struggling. So Spurs will be the first one to go down. I think they're not even going to be in the top four. So Villa, based on last season's, Unai Emery is a yo-yo, so I don't think also they won't be there. I'm talking about top 5 now. So I still think that
I'm
Newcastle...
not talking about top 5. I'm talking about second and third here, Mike. I'm asking you right now. Like, do you think that it's Arsenal and Liverpool that's going to contend for the title with Man City?
These three. Man
That's
City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
That's
be
it.
there about.
That's it. That's the answer. That's the answer right
Let's
there.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Yeah, let's
fourth
go.
place on your house. Who you betting? Fourth place. Just name,
Fourth place.
Just name a team, bro.
Fourth place.
Yeah.
Fourth place. Just a team.
It's going to be either Newcastle or Man U.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh, you want one. You want one. You're going to give one.
Okay. Fifth, Newcastle. Fourth, Man U. Third, then...
Okay, I understand.
Okay, on that note, let's finish things up, guys. Let's finish this
I know
up.
I don't own a house, but still.
Let's go to the predictions, right? We've got this annoying international break, but after the international break, we are gonna have a crazy game, a blockbuster game in the form of Liverpool
City,
versus Manchester City. So let's go around the table. Starting with you, Adam. Let's go with predictions, bro.
Damn, stuff for Mike lah. Let me think about it.
No, shut up.
Okay.
I believe you.
I think Man City, their kryptonite has always been Liverpool. You know, like even in their peak of their powers, Centurions, 97, 98, Liverpool has always been up there. Even not on our best seasons, they just can't. They won't walk us over Liverpool. If they win, they win. But it's never walk over. So obviously, I'm going to say Liverpool can and will win 2-1.
Woof. Oh, dude. Yeah. No, actually, no. We're in the race. No. No more. Yeah. Fuck you. Okay. Okay, but it's Etihad, yeah?
Yeah,
right? This game is
Doesn't
going to
mean
be
it-
at
yeah,
Etihad.
it's-
Moyad,
Okay.
what about you?
Because it's at Etihad,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a score draw. I think it's going
I
to
like
be
that.
2-2.
Yeah.
I think potentially you can see another high scoring draw, but I think it's going to be an open affair. And I think it's going to be a score draw because it's at Etihad. And I think historically at Etihad, City have always sort of gotten the better of Liverpool.
We've gotten some 4-1 smackings before.
Yeah,
But
but I do think that, like you said, Liverpool is Man City's kryptonite, so I think it sort of balances it out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
2-2.
Kevin?
Suddenly you do. Should I say halfway and then let you interrupt me?
You can finish all the way. All the way. All the way.
So Indian got voice, huh?
Go.
Okay.
We keep quiet.
I think, I honestly think it's going to be a smacking. And this smacking is going to be done by Liverpool.
Ooh.
I honestly think that this is where,
City's crumble.
not City's crumble, but City's defense is going to, it's very hard for them to contain the form Salah is in, the form Nunez is in, and, and the midfield as well. Liverpool's defense is very strong, and I think they can hold Haaland, especially with Julian Alvarez playing as a number 10. I think they can deal with that. If it was De Bruyne, it's a different story, but I honestly think it's going to be a 4-1 Liverpool.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever beaten City 4-1, I think. Yeah,
So just before we go to Mike, just to add to that, right? If you look at it, it's going to be Haaland against Van Dijk.
Yep.
And it's going to be, I'm talking about key men, right? Salah against Guardiola, right? So I think based on those two battles, I would back Salah over Guardiola and Van Dijk over Haaland. Just saying. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I say my word?
Of course, Mike. Please. The stage is yours.
I think Nunez gonna miss another sitter.
That's fine, but he'll assist like 2 goals to Salah, so it's cool. We'll
And sorry, Arvin, sorry. And I still think that Man City is a very good team, brilliant team. So I think they're gonna beat. I'm not saying beat Liverpool because they're playing at home. Etihad, no. So Man City to win it. You heard it from me first.
I also think
He is the first one to predict.
score.
Yeah, what was your score?
Gonna be tight 2-1, 3-2, something like that.
I also have another prediction.
Hula.
Who's going to score the hat-trick?
No. There was going to
4-1,
be
right? Yours 4-1.
4-1. I stick with that.
to Liverpool.
To Liverpool.
Yeah.
But also there will be an apology from the PGML. There will be some
Get the chips
fuckers.
ready. Get the chips ready.
VAR will do some fuckery here.
You're doing PGM apology predictions now? No! Okay, I think on that note, my prediction is that obviously it's a 0-0 because I'm an Arsenal fan. But I think on that note, we cannot end it better. Ooh, yes. Graham, our producer, is asking whether should we do... It's an 8...
Saturday, so that's like...
City versus Liverpool is an 8:30 p.m. game. So Graham, our producer, is asking whether should we do a live stream.
Comment.
Please drop your comments about that, and then we'll see, right? But fucking hell, a PGMO prediction. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We'll see you next time.